Hi everyone, welcome back to Life Design Diaries. So today we're going to give you a bit of a rundown of our experience and some tips and tricks on how to prospect someone. So we all have had that email, whether it be on Twitter, LinkedIn, or straight into our inboxes, where you've had an awful message from someone wanting something from you. And it's not just in a business sense, I suppose. It could be if you want a job or if you're trying to take someone on a date. You know, it could be anything. But we thought there's basically a few steps that you should take before pushing send to kind of get you what you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And this may sound that like you something that you want, you need to get in front of someone. It can sound quite cynical in a way, but actually you are seeking someone out, aren't you? As long as you've got something of value and you want to, you know that you're offering something good. It's not kind of like from a spammy context. Then I think the steps that we're going to talk through here are very, very relevant in getting in front of someone.
Yeah, and I mean that these are so transferable, these steps and these tricks and stuff. It could be anything. If you're running an event and you need a speaker, I'm not just saying you're trying to flog something to somebody. It literally can be anything. You're trying to win somebody over to do something that you would like to do. So again, it could be that you're trying to get sponsorship for your marathon, literally anything. So we have wrapped these notes up into a PDF and dropped them on our website, which will have a little template there for you to have a look at. So please head over to lifedesigndiaries.com and check that out. You can download it for free.
Yeah, saves you making notes as well.
Yeah, exactly. Nice short piece of info for you. So we hope you enjoy it. And should we start at the top?
Yes. So I think the sort of key thing that's running throughout all of these points is that you need to make it about them. Mm-hmm. Whatever outreach message you do, whatever platform that's on, it needs to be considered of the person that's going to be receiving it. Yeah. Not about what you can offer them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an element of what you can offer them in there, but it's not just about you. It's not I. It's about them.
Yeah, it's how you word it, isn't it, really? It's how you start it off as well. I just wanted to message you because I've got something I think you might be interested in my company. I definitely always read through my emails and look at how many I's and me's and try and change them to you or we to really give that perception of giving to that person that's receiving it.
Yeah, exactly. So start at the top. I think first of all, you need to know who you're trying to speak to.
Yeah.
You need to actually be able to find that out. I think there's nothing worse than when you just get a generic hi, comma, or hi there.
Yeah.
And you receive that. You know that it's a generic email that's just gone out to like 100 people. And so you need to, first of all, if you're looking to get a job, then try and find out who's the recruiting manager of that position.
Yeah, or who your manager would be.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah, not necessarily fall into the ranks of who you should speak to, but actually who is going to make the decision. I remember one of my first positions I held in a sales role, we didn't actually go after the marketing managers. We went after the sales managers because they're the ones that had the more of the weight around what the business would do in terms of the business need, not necessarily where the marketing budget would go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you can use a bit of like tenacity to try and get actually in front of that person.
Yeah, so it sounds obvious, but you've got to address it to the right person.
Mm-hmm.
And,
and make sure you spell the name right. That's something that I've definitely done wrong
absolutely.
before. Or send it to the wrong person. Hi, Gary, and it's sent to Jane. Or
that's a
something
shocker.
Like that.
Yeah. And just a quick note on that. How do you find out who that is? I mean, a lot of it, if you're looking to get into a certain role of a company, so you know that you need to speak to the marketing manager of a company, just search Google the company plus marketing manager, and then you just go through their stuff. Yeah, so
come up on LinkedIn,
it takes a bit of digging.
Website.
Yeah, LinkedIn is obviously an amazing tool, or you just a lot of people put it on their website about who their team is and stuff. So you need to find out who it is you're speaking to, obviously, and then. Really, I think this is the biggest bit that then gets missed is the research part. Actually researching about that person and finding some element of common ground, or you could call it a hook, something to talk about that is that has both of your interests.
Yeah, so I really, really love looking at latest press releases around that business or the industry, or I don't know, anything to do with, so for example, I've been trying to get some investment for one of the clients that I'm working on at the moment, and everybody that I've approached, I've done a bit of digging into them, also made sure that they've not just put all their eggs in one basket already, so I'm not wasting my time, and just kind of topping myself up with industry information so that that person can have a decent conversation with me and almost takes me seriously as well. So I think I also really like to put into my any outreach in anything that I've sent out, additional information, like attach a file with some pictures, so it gives you more substance to your email rather than kind of empty words or links to things.
Okay. I don't do that as much.
Yeah, so I've certainly done that when I was reaching out for the investment, and then also for 6 Stories. So I've just reached out to a number of bridal shops to try and get us stocked in there, and obviously I wanted them to see how beautiful the product is. No word is going to be able to deliver what a picture can. So that's kind of, I wanted the product to sell itself rather than me trying to flog.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely products. You want to get good imagery in there, and get creative around the channels. That, it doesn't just have to be. If you're trying to get in front of a certain person, your immediate thought does not have to be just through email or even just through LinkedIn. Like, you can start going through the social channels as well.
Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah, it could be that you contact someone for an Instagram DM, you know, because they're probably going to get less of those than they are emails. Well, I'm sure they're going to get less of those in emails. And through your research, if you see that they're really active on a particular channel, it could be great to kind of join them on that channel as opposed to just fall into everyone else and go on email. It's like the written letter now has more impact than it ever did, because it used to just be thrown away with all the rest, but now there's so many emails being sent that actually if you send a written letter to someone, you've probably got more chance of them actually giving that a proper read.
Yeah, particularly if it's in a gold shiny envelope.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely get creative. And as you see them in a press article or on social, you're also trying to gauge their tone of voice, because it's important to be sort of reciprocal in how they're talking, so that when you join them, when you actually reach out to them, you can kind of be in their sort of tone of voice. So it's just more matching to them.
Yeah, you're just trying to get on the same level, aren't you? That's like the key thing. Yeah,
so in terms of the actual structure, like Lucy said, we've got it all on the website there for you to download, but we've got a nice sort of soft intro, and then a bit of the kind of the reason you're reaching out, which kind of explains this common ground or this hook. And then of course you need to get in there at some point what your offer is. And again, that needs to be kind of clear, but not over the top.
Yeah, and before I forget, one of the greatest pieces of advice I've ever been given is to never, ever, like, it is a sin if you include the word just in your emails. If you say, "Dear Ross, I just wanted to email you," or "I just wondered," or "just wondering," that is you seeking permission for that person to reply to you. If you took out "just" in any of those sentences, you are then holding the power, and you have more of a assertive way of getting your message across rather than a fluffy, "Hiya, I just wondered." And I started taking "just" out of my emails, and I swear to God it has changed how it reads or the response that I get and things like that. So just remember what you might be a little bit tentative sending your email, but remember how it will read to that person. They have no idea who sat at the other end of that email, so you can position yourself whichever way you want. So get your message out there, get it done in a really, really lovely way that person is going to respond to, but also don't be meek about it.
It's so true. It's an interesting one because the "just" can pretty much be taken out very easily, can't it? It's just one of those words that positions you. It's just one of those words that positions you as like you're seeking something. They're trying to get something from me here. No, definitely. That's a great tip. Try that. Take it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're looking at the structure again, you've started a good intro. You've had common ground. You've then positioned what your offer is, and I think it's important within that. Again, keep in mind that you're making this about them. So it's not, here's my fantastic product because it's great for me. It's actually, here's this fantastic product because it's great for you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of linking back to how that will benefit them. You really have to put yourself in their shoes as reading it, thinking
you've got to make them the hero, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. You're not that kind of, you don't fill that position. And then at the end, there needs to be a takeaway, and I think like a call to action. And again, I think this needs to be direct, but quite subtle. It doesn't need to be over the top. I think when people start assuming that if people you talk about bad ones reaching out to you, they kind of assume that their offer's right, and they're like, here's the time, they're kind of like
free Wednesday afternoon, I'll give you a ring.
Yeah, it feels like you're trying to be closed when, this is the first touch point you've got with someone. So it doesn't have to kind of be all in one, trying to secure something. Often what you're really looking for, the best aim at the best outcome is that you probably have a call with this person, and then you can get to know them.
Yeah, definitely the aim of the game is to get on the phone, because you literally cannot, I really, really find it difficult to sell or take anything forward without speaking to that person on the phone or face to face, because you just can't build up any rapport or really understand or get any commitment on either party. Over email. It's really, really difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, you're never going to build a strong relationship just on email. Exactly.
And I think you'll know, you get those empty emails where it's just a mail shot and you've just been BCC'd in. But every now and again, you do get a really interesting email that's full of substance that gets your interest. Now, I mean, you had one the other day, didn't you? You reached out to someone for the podcast, and it was a CEO of quite a big challenger bank. I don't know whether you want to say.
Yeah.
And he got back to you. Now, actually, he's not around to jump on the podcast, but still, he got back to you. He still got your name in his inbox. So I also think it's not the end of the world if they come back saying, actually, it's not right for me at the moment. But also that is kind of a little win, because you've broken through all of those rubbish emails that we get, or the rubbish noise that is thrown to us every single day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to find a way to cut through that and position it so that it stands out.
Yeah.
One thing we haven't discussed, actually, if we're talking about email, I'm interested to get your thoughts, is the header, the subject. The subject,
yeah.
That what do you put in there? Because that is the difficult one.
Well, it depends. So actually, statistically, if you're I suppose this is more for an e-commerce company, but if you include emojis in your header, it's more likely to be opened. Now, that's probably more for big mail shots and stuff, but if I'm reaching out to a company, I'll put their company and then a little times or plus and then my company.
Oh, really?
I generally do that, yeah. Because I'm I know what your company is, and this is my company, and I'm insinuating that I want to do something together. And also, you can't do a massive mail shot, be seeing lots of people if you have that in the subject, because obviously you'd need to change it every time you sent to a new person.
Yeah,
so I think
I think that's a good thing about making it personal.
Yeah.
As personal as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I do. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, it varies.
Hey,
and I think,
guys.
No, it varies. I think it's a real difficult one. I think you've just got to try loads of different stuff. But yeah, I always try to make it very, very personal.
Yeah.
So and again, it depends on the research that you've read. If there's something particular within that sort of common ground that you've got, you might put that in there.
Yeah. To get their attention.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And also, what about times that you send?
Yeah, again, it's trial and error, isn't it? I think anyone listening to this, you just have to try. Tuesdays and Thursdays is what I hear, not Fridays, not Mondays, because Mondays is predominantly taken up by meetings. That's probably the worst day. Fridays, people want to go home, so they're not really likely to take what you're what you've
Yeah,
got
you
seriously.
could close a deal on a Friday morning, but
So I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah, and also if you send your email at sort of 7:30, then you should be top of their email box by the time they get into work or on their commute.
Yeah.
Not that you're trying to be invasive in this person. The whole point of this is that you've got something to offer them that is going to be beneficial.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people would shy away from this. You know, people see this as kind of like salesy. You know, you're trying to get in front of someone. But as we said right at the start, this could be if you're trying to get sponsorship for an event, or, you know, you're doing a run and trying to get sponsorship, or you're trying to get a job. It does kind of fall into being salesy, but I think you do have to be a bit...
We need to communicate what you want and what they're going to get out of it really succinctly and at the right time, in the right manner, in the right way.
Yeah, I guess what you can't do is just see this as sales and you're not that type of person, and so just kind of do a rubbish job at it. You know, if you're going to try and reach out to someone, then I guess you have to take into account these type of things, because otherwise you just fall into the bucket with everyone else and you won't get in front of people.
Just shouldn't waste your time.
Yeah, so, you know, if you listen to this and it doesn't kind of feel natural, then I would urge you to actually go ahead and try it.
Something.
Yeah, exactly. Get out there, because you learn so much from, you know, you change up the format and you either get results or you don't, and then you kind of iterate from there. And so
let's come to the very end of the email then. What do you do about your signature?
I keep that quite standard, to be honest. I just keep it first name. Sometimes put second name.
Do you not have like a proper designed?
It depends what context I'm reaching out on. I mean, we're talking now again about email, aren't we? Mm-hmm. So I would normally just put first, second name if it was not email. But if it was email, yeah, I might put business and phone number. Yeah. Because you'd want them to be able to phone you back. Yeah. It's kind of a quick way. What about yourself?
Yeah, no, I've got my full name and my title, whatever that might be, in whichever company I'm reaching out for. And then I've got the logo. And then underneath that, I have my contacts. So my mobile number, my Skype name. I used to have my Instagram, but I've taken that off. I've come off of Instagram. But then I'll have the social media handles for the businesses that I'm reaching out for as well, because I think that all of that adds credibility. That business can click on to, say, Six Stories Instagram and go and have a look at those pictures, because it's sort of a portfolio rather than anything else. So yeah, I do try and make sure that each of those signatures look quite professional.
I don't think there's any harm in that at all.
No, but yeah, I certainly don't have like a big picture of me or something on there that I know some people do, which is fine, but I've chosen not to put that on.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, my personal view is to stay away from the picture, not have the picture.
I don't know. I think it depends what you're selling. If you're selling like something that is very much about you, like if you're an influencer, or maybe if you're a teacher or selling a course or something like that, maybe, because you're possibly, I don't know. Yeah,
there are no hard and fast rules.
No,
I think what we've tried to set out here are just some
that have worked
guidelines
for us when we've reached out for podcast interviewees, or as we said, on some of the businesses that we've been working on. So hope that's been really helpful. As we've said, we've collated all of these notes and popped together a template and dropped it all into a PDF. So head over to our website now and check it out.